Alright, good afternoon. Welcome back to Three Swords Gaming. We are going to continue and hopefully for now wrap up our Guild Wars 2 personal story playthrough. I'm assuming this is the last video I'll need to do. A couple things real quick before we get started. So I put everything into the trading post. And it looks like we're going to land right about 1,000. You can see we're 40 some odd gold short, but you can also see that right there is like over 10 gold. And if you come down here, we got like some lodestones. That's almost 18 gold there between the two of those. So I think we're going to end up landing right around 1,000 gold in terms of everything that was not account bound sitting in our account. You can see the only things left here are things that are... Is that account bound? Yeah, it is. Oh, those aren't. Alright, we'll sell those real quick. But basically, we have emptied out everything that's not account bound, and that's kind of where we landed. That might actually be a little bit shy of where I thought we were going to land. I probably would have estimated it a little bit higher. But I also don't think it's something to, you know, lose sleep over, because the gold itself I'm probably never going to use, if we're being honest. So, who cares? We'll take what we can get, like, and then it'll just sit on my main account anyway. Now, what I haven't done across any of my alt accounts is try to flip, like, Karma or Spirit Shards or Laurels. Like, look, I could... In fact, we could do that really quick. We could flip Laurels. We might not do that, but I could show how it'd be done. So that's like another... And this count has very few Laurels, because because Wizard's Vault was added not long after this count was created, or I don't know, not tremendously long after. And so now Laurels are obtained through the Wizard's Vault, right? And when they were just like a login reward, then, you know, I got a lot more of them. How many Laurels did that end up giving us? It gave us 10 Laurels. But like large or heavy crafting bag, right? T6. We just got 10 Laurels. Buy 10 of those.
Oh, shiny.
And look, like more gold. Just like that. But all this to say, I have not, like, emptied my wallet. And there is more gold hidden there. One of the... Oh, okay, cool. One of the things that I haven't done across any of my accounts is, like, volatile magic and converting that to materials and selling the materials. And there may be... particularly on accounts that played the story maps quite a bit. So obviously my main account would have a lot there. This one, I don't know how much volatile magic we actually have. Where is that on here? Oh, we got over 20,000. So that would represent some currency. I don't know if I could flip like the elegy mosaics or trade contracts. Like, there's opportunity within the wallet to gain a little bit of gold as well. Maybe you can flip the favors. I'm not sure. Under any circumstances, I'm not going to bother doing that, is the point. Or at least not in the video. There is one more thing that we'll do, though, real quick before we move on in the story. I also have 1,200 gems sitting here. Now, I could just flip that to gold, which is what I would, you know, whatever odd gems I have on my other accounts, I'm flipping it into gold. But on this account, you know what, just for funsies, we'll put it into some keys. And we might get something that we can sell anyway. Or we might get nothing at all. Who can say? But why not? Why not, right? I mean, it's kind of like Gacha, but less fun, honestly. Not even close to as much fun. Because the rewards suck.
Mine.
Mostly stuff that'll go into my bank. Oh, we got a chair. A picnic blanket chair. Wonder if I can sell that. It's probably account bound. It looks like for the most part, everything we got was account bound. If we get a good die out of these, well, so that's stuff that can be sold.
Mine.
Here, we'll find out real quick if that share can be sold. Nope, it sure can't. That's kind of disappointing. That would have been nice to sell that share. Because God knows, I'm not going to use it. But I assume that it is now... Yeah, it's got to be account bound, or I could sell it. Like, those are the only two solutions.
No free samples.
That's the same voice as Ritlock. I'm like 99% certain. Do they just use the voice actor for Ritlock for like every char? Could be. Alright, there we go. That much closer to the 1,000 gold. No question, we'll break it now. Plus... Nope. Oh, that was a die we didn't have. 3 more dies. Oh, did we not have... we didn't have 2 of them.
This is the only proper course.
Cool, man. Alright. Oh, smooth berry die kit. I don't even remember that one. Another die we didn't have. And one that we did.
Just one more confirmation.
But black pigment, which sells for more than... Doesn't sell for a lot, but sells more than the other pigments do. Alright, is that everything that we can do anything with? Yeah, account bound. Wham, we got share. Alright, guaranteed weapon unlock. We got 7 Reaper Scepter. Okay, I mean, cool. Golem Buster... Oh, you know what? That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty good skin. Shame it'll never get used. And Glitched Adventure Staff. I'm not into the adventure skins, but they're good. They're good skins. I'm just not into. Alright, cool. Let's continue with the story. Let's move on. We're done just squandering stuff that we... I mean, I would say worked hard for, but truthfully, like, if it had been work, I wouldn't have been doing it. Which is, like, why I'm going to stop playing, right? Because it's not fun anymore. It just kind of feels like work. Like, I'm trying to get through this so that I can play games that I want to play. So, let's go.
Commander, you here to help us liberate this little weapon stash from its unworthy odors?
No, I'm not. I was thinking, while I was on my lunch break, because that's what I did. Between the last video and this one, I ate lunch. And what I was thinking about was events. Now, one, this map seems kind of dead. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But that's not a good sign. I mean, yes, this has been out for like a month, but it shouldn't be dead the way Season 3 is dead. But more to the point, I was thinking about the old green bar from like Secrets of the Obscure versus the scavenger hunts. And as much as I was not pleased with the scavenger hunt, probably, oh great, there's a giant thing there. Probably I still prefer scavenger hunts to the green bar.
I don't like losing. We should gather more reinforcements and strike at Kuda.
I'd like to, but stopping Vlox is still the priority, and Kuda's inquests have the advantage for the time being.
At least they're withdrawing from some of these ruins. She obviously has different priorities than Vlox.
If it makes you feel better, Ridlock, I expect we'll have no choice but to settle the score with Kuda at some point.
Commander, are you prepared to begin the ritual?
I'll be right there, Historian. If this ritual succeeds, at least we can salvage something from these setbacks.
Do we really need that wizard?
Given how things have gone while he's been cursed, it seems like we do.
Alright, one, I'm with Ritlock. It's time to part ways with Isgarren. Two, why were we so short with Historian Mina here? Dang, Commander. Like, calm down.
The scroll you discovered was invaluable. With that as my guide, I was able to piece the rest of the rite together.
Cool.
Thanks to the success of your allies against the Allseer, Keela and Gwillian are freed and present. The rite is ready.
Oh, apparently we need them for the right? Yeah, so... That was a boss from the first map, that was a boss from the second map, and I guess they're part of the process. The shrine is prepared. We're ready to perform the rite. All that's left is for you to give the word, and we can begin. I still feel like I'm going to end up fighting both of them, which is going to suck. Alright, Mina, I'm ready.
Let's hope this has the desired effect.
Doubtful.
Let the burden of bitterness, the curse of Sidony, be lifted. Isgarren, in joyous company, together in Castora.
What? Where are my cues to do this? Okay, it's telling me to kneel. I guess I'll kneel, but where are, like, my visual cues? Where are my visual cues? In joyous company. Is that what I was supposed to do? She said in joyous company. Alright, so I was kind of cool with, like, the dancing thing with the bears. Like, that was, like, a fun, goofy little thing. But that came after the yoga session with the wizards. And now we have this. Maybe it's time to put the whole pantomime for effect thing to bed. Just thought.
Servant of Tyria, he forgoes perfection. May his reputation be restored. His position freely given, his perception sharpened. This eternal grudge lifts from him.
Perception sharpened. Am I doing something stupid? I am, but Ritlock's standing on top of me, so we didn't have to look at it. I wonder if they used a Karka model for that, or if it was an all-new model. It looks like it was an all-new model. I don't know.
Who stands at the gate, who volunteers to watch over all. Standing above the ground, watching, ever waiting.
Oh, is there an ever waiting? Was it above the ground? Is that the right one? Wasn't that just the casting animation for, like, Meteor Shower?
Isgarren, the father, rejoices, back straightened by determination. The weight of the sky he will carry, this solitude ceased, finite.
There's a weight of the sky. Weight of the sky. That didn't look very comfortable, to be honest. Alright, now we got a whole bunch of laser beams going to the Siddhartha statue. That's good. That's inconvenient. That's not part of the story. I just never bothered to turn that off on this count. There's like a little thing that you do to get that guy to stop peering.
The seer of all stands conquered. The heavy sky shall oppress him no more. So speaks Minna. So it is written. So it will be done.
About it, then?
I expected something a bit more grand.
I don't know. Maybe we need to try again?
Wayfinder and friends. My power begins to return, and I have all of you to thank.
Go right ahead then, wizard.
What?
Thank us.
Thank you, Tribune, Wayfinder, Captain Canuck.
You're quite welcome, Isgarren.
This is making me uncomfortable. I think I like you better when you're surly.
Surly does not begin to scratch the surface. Sidney sought to protect Castora from me, rightfully so, perhaps. But this is a different time. A different battle.
Vlock said he was going to reforge the foundation of reality. One change. He said...
One change? No. I have seen what Vlox now sees, trod the paths Vlox will surely tread. It is a road beset with perils, with temptation, with consequences beyond anything you can imagine. It always begins with one change. But that path has no end.
Commander!
Ludo!
Ah, yes. The fog shrouding Castora begins to clear. Communications are...
Commander! Is this a bad time? I've tried calling over and...
Ludo, what do you know about the Arcane Council's involvement with Vlox?
What are you getting at, Commander? Speak plainly.
Vlox had permission from the Arcane Council itself. I saw it. How did you not know about this? You didn't know, right?
What? No! What?
Now Vlox's power rivals Isgarren's, and Kuda's taken over the Inquest.
Those shifty two-faced... Tell me everything. No, wait, no time. If I can talk to you, they can talk to Vlox. Kuda? I need to gather evidence immediately before they cover their tracks. Oh, they will not get away with this.
Okay. So I'm not... This is interesting. I'm not disappointed because I did not want like some kind of grand boss fight where I fought the two of them or something like that. I really genuinely didn't want that. But I am surprised that it didn't happen. It's interesting. It's like a deviation from the way they usually do business. I guess I need to talk to everyone now. Hi, Said.
Well, at least Isgarren is back to his old self. Kind of.
Okay. What on Tyria possessed me to leave Elona behind? Things were much simpler back then. Now I feel like I'm being pulled in 4 directions at once. Sighs. What's on your mind, Commander? Okay. So Sidney's curse is broken. Yeah, we just saw that, so I guess that's a relevant topic of conversation. What do you think about the situation with the Arcane Council? Why would Saida care in the slightest? Has she ever had any... She's an Elonian pirate. Could she possibly have had any interaction? That would be like you asking me how I feel about, like, Cambodian politics. I don't know, man. I have no opinion on Cambodian politics at all. Alright. And then what will you do while we plan our next move? I guess let's start with that.
I'm torn. With the curse gone and travel becoming easier, part of me wants to make a quick visit back to the mainland. But we don't know what's going to happen next with Vlox. Or Kuda. And I'm sure the Holgarners could use some help preparing for an influx of outsiders. They're in a vulnerable position. Then there's the Captain's Council. I don't know. But I'll be ready if you need me.
I won't. Trust me. Alright, you want to talk about this curse?
So many ramifications, right? The fog and storms lifting changes everything for Castora. Communications, waypoints, trade. They aren't equipped to deal with all of it. Also, Isgarren's power returning means he can help you in ways the rest of us couldn't. And did I just see Westergaard feeding a seneschal?
What? No. Is Westergaard here? What? The seneschal's gone. Did that happen while we had our back turned? Westergaard just showed up? No, the seneschal's back there. It's just behind the big statue. Okay. So why would Westergaard be here? What are you talking about? What do you... Alright, what do you think about Cambodian politics?
I hope Ludo can dig up some evidence before there's a cover-up, if there isn't already. I wonder if they even know that Vlox betrayed them and Kuda's in charge. If not, likely they will very soon. Honestly, I'd love to be there when she calls the conspirators to question. Gods, I am starting to sound like an actual politician.
Yeah, you're starting to sound annoying, that's for sure. We'll talk to Ritlock last, because that might actually be the most satisfying. Or Canuck. Let's talk to... Oh, you want to talk about the ritual you just performed?
I had my doubts. But it worked.
It worked, yes. Sorry, Commander, it's just between you and me, working with Isgarren while he was cursed was no easy task. But we did it. So, did you have a question? Did you create that curse breaker spell yourself?
It was a collaborative effort. After you discovered it, Isgarren assisted me in translating Sidoni's curse. Under normal circumstances, that would be a menial task for him. But the curse fought him, fang and claw. Once we had the translation, I attempted to reverse engineer a counter to the curse. I was skeptical. I am a historian, not a spellcrafter. But Isgarren believed it could be successful. He was correct. I still do not understand Sidoni's naming of Isgarren as the Father. Isgarren claims it was used as a pejorative. I kept it, relying on its positive connotations to negate the insult.
Okay. Are Keela and Gwillian safe to be around? That being the two, seneschals.
This is not my realm of expertise, but it does seem so. The All-Seer, the great statue infused with the, will, for lack of a better term, the will of seers who willingly gave their lives, let's say, its function was to control the seneschals. Perhaps you saw the chain-like magic affect them, yes? That, influenced the seneschals to protect Castora. This is my theory, anyway. I've yet to run it by Isgarren. I've noticed he is often not forthcoming with such details. Whether that's because he is secretive by nature or simply hiding his ignorance, I couldn't say.
Nor could I. Did the seneschals have to be freed to break the curse? In other words, did we have to defeat both of them?
Yes. And no. I think so. The All-Seer had to be defeated, from my understanding of the curse. Whether the seneschals being freed was a requirement or a side effect is a question we might never know the answer to. I, for one, am pleased to see them freed. They are friendly, but still quite protective of this land. I can see why, in desperation, the Seers use them as guardians in their absence.
Okay, is that... Looks like that's everything from Mina. Let's come over here. I'm sure Isgarren will be a pleasure to talk to. Is this a painting of purple blobs? Huh. Wonder what that's supposed to be.
My mind clears. Finally.
These are trying times, but not all is lost. My curse is broken. My power returns along with some newfound perspective. I am grateful, Wayfinder. Are you back to full strength already?
No, but I expect it will not be long. Again, I offer my thanks. Since landing on Castora, I've felt increasingly out of sorts. Being forced to rely on all of you without access to all of my power, I've felt almost helpless. Mortal, I suppose. It is a disturbing feeling. Yet perhaps it has also provided me with some overdue perspective.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think that was actually pretty good dialogue. I do. What do you think Vlox will do?
He has proven his sincerity, as well as his dedication to his beliefs. He has witnessed the full depth and breadth of the obstacles that plague existence in Tyria and beyond. And he has the unshakable conviction that what he does is for the greater good. There are few things I truly fear. I fear what will remain of Tyria if Vlox succeeds.
I hope... So I said, I think in the last video, that like I didn't necessarily appreciate... Oh, there's... Speak to your allies. There's an ally way over there? I'm gonna have to go over there and take a look. That I was getting tired of like what's her face? The captain. Anyway, yeah, the captain. Arguing with us all the time and just assuming the worst about, Vlox. But I do hope here we do get a counterpoint to, like, her and Isgarren, and I hope Ritlock, is a bit more circumspect about the whole thing. We'll see. What do you think we should do, Isgarren, besides kill Vlox?
We must glean all the information available. If we cannot track Vlox himself, we must keep a close watch on Kuda. We must know what the Inquest knows, what the Council knows. We must leave no stone unturned. And if we are still unable to predict his movements, we must react swiftly. We cannot afford to lose another chase.
Yeah, I mean, fair. So I'm predicting that we fight Kuda. It is Westergaard. What is she doing all the way up here? That we fight Kuda, like, when meeting with the council. Westergaard, what are you doing all the way up here?
Commander, you and your people been awful busy, haven't you? Hounding Inquest, breaking curses, freeing monsters?
Osborne, Keela's not a monster. I won't hear it.
You even got Westergaard here turning into a regular Wavehawk Pete the way she's taken to that crab.
I'm warning you, Mayor. Don't think I won't toss you right into the bay like I wanted to with the commander here.
Great. Well now, everything's gonna change, isn't it? Not sure if we ought to thank you or blame you. Bit of both, eh? Ha! I can see you've got something on your mind again. Well, go ahead, out with it. The fog is clearing? Yeah, so I guess I don't... like, this idea that, like, Castora is gonna be changed for the worse by people being able to come to Castora. All these people came to Castora because they were, like, pirates and treasure hunters, and now they have, like, this little ragtag town. I'm not terribly concerned about their lives getting worse by the arrival of, like, normal-ass people. But okay, the fog is clearing?
For better or worse, yeah. Mostly better, I have to think. But it's gonna be a huge change for Hullgarden. Without the fog and the storms, we could have a real trade route. I'll have to talk to your Captain Saida about that. How do you like the sound of Port Hullgarden? Your people tell us this will make waypoint construction simpler too. Survival here is about to get a lot easier. Whether we can hang on to what makes Hullgarden Hullgarden, that remains to be seen.
No more threat from the Seneschals? I guess now we're talking to Westergaard?
I was itching to slay both of those beasts. I was wrong about them. I'm not too big to admit that. The Seers chose them for a reason. Noble creatures, fierce. And I think they care about this land. More than us, maybe. Now that they're free from Seer control, I think we can work together. Tend to the land. Protect it. Pete called it symbiosis, I think. Pete says a lot of things. He's, cute.
Alright, Westergaard. What will you do? What will you two do now?
That depends on whether the Inquest are leaving Castora. If they are, guess I'll be tending to Keela and Gwillian. But if the Inquest think they're staying here, well, you might not be able to get rid of me just yet.
Oh, I've been gone long enough, and I've got a feeling there's gonna be a lot more Marin that'll need doing now. Tell Saida I could use her advice about that port idea. Here she's getting into politics, too. Plenty to discuss.
Okay. What does Westergaard mean by, like, not getting rid of her that easy? Like, Westergaard was never a significant part of the story. Like, we had, like, 6 lines of dialogue with her. Alright, Canuck. I got 2 people left to talk to. You're one of them. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
We came up short, not for lack of trying.
Perhaps it's not our finest hour, but we've suffered setbacks before. Something on your mind, Commander? It had to be a bomb, didn't it? The thing that opened the gate to try and chase Vlox.
Like old times, eh? If only it hadn't required so many ingredients. Not easy counteracting that blend of tech and magic. But it felt good to be in the thick of it. I've grown complacent of late. It's taken this Vlox affair for me to realize that.
Okay, I wonder if there was like a conversation internal to ArenaNet where they're like, hey, remember when Canuck was basically like a terrorist and not not some sort of, man of leisure or something? Like, can we get that Canuck back? Like, that feels like a very deliberate character arc in this release. Can you help me make sense of all this? That's a weird thing to ask someone.
You get it already, though, don't you? Anyone who has ever wanted to do good in the world would understand. Remember what it's like to be a normal person, trying to make things better? You're constantly faced with problems that keep coming back. Problems you feel helpless against. You either deal with the small things and end up treading water, or you try to solve the big ones and realize you can't. Every one of us has dreamed about what we would do if we could, though. How we'd solve everything. Of course, if we tried, it would never work, because we can't see all the pieces. Omnipotence doesn't guarantee omniscience. And there isn't always a single right answer. That's the thing about this kind of power, Commander. It's just as dangerous in the hands of those who want to do good.
That's probably actually the most fair description of what's happening that we've gotten in the game thus far. Truthfully. What will you do while we plan our next move?
I'm going back to the pub, but not for the reasons you likely assume. Yes, I will have a drink, but while I'm doing that, I mean to have a good think about my priorities. Wealth and pleasure are fine pursuits, but I find myself yearning for more purpose.
So it's possible that ArenaNet sees this as part of the entire Canuck arc. Remember, in Heart of Thorns, he was bound to us, and that continued for like several releases, like Season 3. Was he still bound to us in Pathfire? I don't remember, but like for the longest time, he had obligations where he was like stuck with us. We were stuck with him. And so then, like, the End of Dragons Canuck was a result of him stepping away from those obligations when he was, like, trying to set up a casino on an airship and stuff. And so I guess they could say, well, this is some of the natural progression, is he tried that, he got away, once he was no longer obligated, got away from all that and realized that, to some degree, it is who he was. Do you have thoughts on this matter, Ritlock?
I don't like unfinished business, Commander.
Neither do I. That's the only reason I'm doing this playthrough. Been on the back paw since the day we crashed on this rock. It's getting old fast. Vlox ascends to do who knows what, hands coup to the inquest, and all we've got to show for it is a broken curse. Yeah, I guess. We're really making a big deal out of Kuda. Like, is Kuda more dangerous than Vlox, or more dangerous than whoever preceded Vlox, who was like an unidentified person? Is she more dangerous than her dad was, way back at, like, core Guild Wars 2, to where we're like really worked up about her being leader of the Inquest. Kuda being in charge of the Inquest might actually be a boon for us. You seem even more on edge than the rest of us, Ritlock.
Kuda's out there strutting around with all those Inquest at her command. Nothing I can do about it. I can't even guess what Vlox will do next. If that's anybody's department, it's Isgarren's. I'm starting to wonder why I'm here. Told myself I was just getting antsy. But it has to be more than that. And I mean to find out.
Okay, so that's actually really interesting. That he feels like there's some other purpose for him being here, and he intends to look into what it is. That's a really, like, weird, kind of interesting thing. Also, I think that was actually really good voice acting. I'd like to put that out there. Like, the tone in which he said that communicated to me that he felt like he didn't have a role to play before he specifically said he didn't have a role to play. And that's what they should be striving for. They should be striving for the player to understand through context and not for the characters to directly state so many things. It's been one of the weak spots of this game since forever, since it existed. Happy to see Isgarren on the mend, then.
Can't say the old windbag isn't useful. We've done everything we can to help you. But Saida, Canuck, and me, We aren't wizards. Better personalities, though. He does seem genuinely grateful. Almost as surprising as Vlock's not ascending any other inquest. Maybe they're not so different, Isgarren and Vlox. Huh.
Is that a surprise that Vlox didn't ascend other inquest? I never expected that for a moment. It never occurred to me that he would until Ritlock just said that. That never once crossed my mind. What will you do while we figure out our next steps, Ritlock?
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'll check in with Kree, but otherwise I'm not budging. If the wizard gets a beat on Vlox, if Kuda leaves an opening, whatever happens, I'm going to be a part of it. I know something's gonna happen. I can smell it.
Okay. Why does Ritlock have to check in with Krisha? Like, Krisha's his ex-wife. I mean, like, what's going on there? You don't have to check in with her, dude. That's super weird. Like, I know she's like, oh, I mean, they gave us a celestial trinket. I mean, that's cool, I guess.
And that's that.
Like, I know that she's, like, in charge of, like, one of the
Is it
legions
just
or
me,
something.
or
Like, that's cool,
am I
but
amazing?
seriously, like, really? He has to, like, check in with her? Very bizarre. Oh, did we get, like... Cool. What should we use that on? I mean, the answer's pretty obvious since I'm transitioning all the gold over to... Looks like we can afford 39. Take 35. Cool. That'll like roughly cover my trading post costs of selling all the things that I've been selling.
All mine.
Oh good, another one of these. Do we have the mace yet? We do not. What about the staff? We'll take the staff. I mean, like, who cares, but... Okay, yeah, so... That is it. That is it. Okay, awesome. And this is a relatively short video. Wins all the way around. So for the next few months... I don't have to think about this. And that is great news. But I will say, this has been interesting enough. And really, it's the Vlox arc is interesting enough. I might actually endure one more, because certainly there will be one more. I might actually endure one more scavenger hunt to see how this ends. So probably in a few more months, we'll circle back around and we'll finish off Visions of Eternity. I am 99% certain I will not be buying the next expansion if there's another expansion. If there isn't, because they're going to do Guild Wars 3, which is a theory that's kind of floating around right now, I'll make a decision on Guild Wars 3, like, when it actually is, like, in pre-release. But we can cross that bridge when we get to it. In the meantime, probably I'll be back in a few months, and probably I'll do it on this account, even though this account, like all the others, will be sitting idle indefinitely. So you got that to look forward to, I guess. But thank you very much for hanging out with me. I realize that like I have had a terrible attitude about this, and that's because the game just doesn't hold interest for me anymore. And that's not saying it's a bad game, although its storytelling has not been very good for years, and finally I'm exhausted of that. But also my interests just lie elsewhere. It's still a good MMO, but I'm just not into it anymore. So I will circle back around with the next release of Visions of Eternity, and we'll finish Visions of Eternity off. Until then, thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a good one. Later.